Hey guys, in this video, I'll be giving you guys a step-by-step guide into how to close SMA clients in 2025. Not only that, I'll be giving you guys my entire sales script, the way that I personally use to close SMA clients, and as well as that, the links to my closing calls so that you guys can learn from it, right? So stay tuned to this video. I hope you guys find it very useful and learn how to close. So when it comes to closing SMA clients in 2025, it's really simple, right? What you want to be doing is you want to follow a simple framework to serve you as a guide. You do not want to be using a script because people are going to tell that you're reading, nor do you want to just hop on the call and just start asking them questions and just show them your whole presentation, and your basically your whole call is the presentation. That is wrong. That is what I used to do, and that's what a lot of people still do, right? So what I'm trying to show you guys in this video, as I mentioned earlier, is the proper framework to use in SMA that's going to help you guys increase your closing rate and obviously help you guys close more SMA deals. Because at the start, setting appointments is easy, right? It's the easy part. You can send blast out volume for everything, and you're going to get a couple appointments. The hard part is closing. It's going to take you from 10K to 20 or 0 to 10, 10 to 20. At the start is closing. And that's why we got to dial that down. And that's why please listen to me in this video, right? So when it comes to the framework, right, what you have first and what you have to do first in the sales call is you have the intro phase, right? And what you're doing in this phase is basically you're just trying to build some initial rapport, because obviously it's the first time the guy hopped on a call with you. He doesn't know who you are. You don't know who he is, right? But you want to do it in a way where you're just kind of passing the baton a couple times, right? You're just exchanging a few words. It's only like takes like 5 minutes of the total call, right? What I don't want you guys to do is I don't want you to hop on the call and just start talking about the football jersey that he's wearing or like stuff like that, like the weather, because in the end of the day, he knows you're just on the call, just trying to sell him something. Just go straight into it, but just only ask him a couple questions about his about how his week going so far and X, Y, and Z, right? So that's just one part. The next phase is the frame, right? So what you want to be doing, guys, is you want to be framing the call. And what I mean by the frame is you want to tell the prospect what they're expecting, basically the content of the call, so that when you start asking them questions, they don't get confused. Like imagine you hopped on a call and someone's like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Oh, okay, so then now what's your dream? Like how much revenue do you want to be making in 2025? Like that's just bare random, right? You need to have a framework, right? And that's why you're setting the frame. And how I usually do is just by explaining to them, hey, so I know we have only 45 minutes booked out because I know you're busy. And I know that you're busy. I know that I'm busy. So what we usually do on these calls is start asking you questions about your business. How is that working right now? And ultimately what you feel is the biggest challenges keeping you from moving forward. Right. If we can help you, we'll show you what we have to offer you. If we can't, we might refer you to someone, give you some homework, or we can use the rest of the call as strategy session, whatever you need. All right. So when you ask that question, essentially what you're doing is you're just setting up the call for the questions that you're gonna ask next. And where these questions you're gonna ask is in the discovery phase, which is the next phase of the sales call. And in this phase is the biggest phase, right? Meaning that this should take up majority of your call. And what I mean by that, the sale is made in the discovery phase, right? Because when you're selling to someone, what you're trying to do is you're trying to install the buying beliefs, right? You're trying to install the buying belief of trust. You're trying to install the buying beliefs of support. You're trying to install the support, desire, right? And what happens if they don't do anything about it, essentially, right? And you do that by, first of all, for me, how I do it is I just go straight into it. I ask them, so what's the biggest challenge in terms of your sales right now? What's not working at the level truly could be that it should be? Usually, they'll tell you straight up what the problem is, and if they do tell you the problem, then you start probing from there. You start, okay, so what are you currently doing to generate business? How is it working for you? Do you like it? What would you change about it if you could? Right. So the first step of the discovery phase is just trying to get an understanding of what their business, how long have they been in the industry for, what they're currently doing, and how they're currently attracting clients. Right. And once you get to how they're attracting clients for their business, you want to get to a place where you're putting them in a position of the reason why they're not growing their business is because of the way because of the current method they're using to generate leads. If you are selling leads, of course, which I am, right? And obviously, you're trying to assess their current situation at the start while asking these questions. But the next step would be then to start asking. So you want to frame the discovery phase in a way where the first part of it is kind of like you're asking them questions about, their current situation, what they're currently doing, and why that's not working, right? Then you want to bridge the gap. You want to widen the gap, right? So what you want to do next is build the future desired state, right? So where they want to be, what have they tried in the past in order to try to achieve this? Why can't they achieve this on their own? Why is hitting X important to them? Or what does it mean for them and to their family? What would they change about their current situation? So what you're trying to do is tell them like what you're doing basically right now is shit. And this is the reason why it's all going wrong. And if you want to go to X, Y, and Z, they're like, like, man, I really want to do this. Like, like basically you're just trying to build them the vision. You're bridging the gap between where they're currently at and where they want to be. Because in this way, you want to position your service as the ultimate solution as to why everything in the past has not worked, right? And why this is what they need in order to get from where they currently at right now to where they want to be, right? So the next step is definitely the pitch, and with the pitch, it's super straightforward. You don't want to be pitching them in a way where you're showing every single like who you are, what's your company, why did you found it, what makes your product different, right? None of that crap they care about. They're gonna get bored. What you want to do is you're gonna explain your process in the framework of their pain points and how it's gonna help them reach the desired situation, right? And how you're gonna do that is by explaining each pillar in a way that the reason why everything else didn't work is because they did this, and this is what we do instead to solve that problem that you had before, and that's going to help you get to where you want to be because X, Y, and Z, right? And you're going to explain each pillar like that, right? So it's pretty straightforward, right? Then, if you do everything in the past that I told you correctly, if you do the discovery phase properly, if you frame it the call properly, if you pitch them according to their pain points, the close will be objectionless. However, if you mess something up, if you didn't build trust, they don't believe in your product or service, or they don't like, you're gonna get objections about it. And when it comes to objection handling, super simple, right? You don't want to be fighting their objections. Never do that. Never be like, oh, why do you like? What you want to do is you want to agree with them, diffuse it, and find the hidden objection by probing around what they said to uncover what the true objection is. Like usually you can just say, okay, I completely agree with you. Like, of course, like it's $3,000 is expensive, right? But what is it expensive in compared to what? Like currently right now you're in XYZ situation and you're by not moving forward with anything, you're losing out on a potential XYZ amount of money. So what it's expensive towards what? Can you explain to me? Or you can ask them, so what's the issue? Like, um, is it something to do with the system or the price? And usually they'll tell you, it's the system. Oh, so what about the system? Don't you have trust in? And they'll tell you. Or if they say, oh, it's the money, then find out if that's the real objection or not. Just be like, okay, so money aside, if we were to restructure a deal for you today, would you move forward? They say yes, then probably this is money. If it's not, if he's like, then you messed up somewhere in discovery phase and he doesn't trust your system, so you go back towards the system, right? So it's pretty much just reframing and reprobing in areas that you failed to probe in the discovery phase, again in objection handling, to put you back into the closing position. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope this video helped you guys close more deals, and it definitely should. And let me know if this video you guys found effective. All right. Thanks a lot.